because they couldn't hear us. It's on the bottom. Hopefully they can hear us. Hi, whoever's in here. I'm trying to pull up the chat. Hold on. What was... Oh, we have 4. Hi, everybody. I'm pulling up the chat. Give me a second.
You save big this home and auto bundle. Extravagant save fun. Time to ring the savings bell. You know what that means? Time to
Turn
ring
that
the
all the way
savings
off.
bell.
I'm trying to... Not a Bobo. I don't see the...
Damn,
Hi,
I got-
Cindy.
Got
See
bags
right
under
there.
my eyes. Holy crap.
All messages are visible.
We're new with this stuff. We'll get it though.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out, guys. Wake up, Bob.
Yeah. It's been a long day. Got frigid temperatures over here. We hit minus 15.
Can you guys hear us?
Poor Rod from Mount Sewer and Drain got negative 30. How come it's not showing the chat on there?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yes, they can hear us. Okay, sounds good. All right. I don't know why it's not showing the chat on that. Probably because we're not logged into it on there. But we are on here.
Let's see if we can go on the phone so we can...
That's what I'm doing.
We'll get better at this, I promise. We're noobs.
Sorry, guys. Give me a minute.
You gotta go to the front page. Get to the lives. It's not on the regular videos.
You mean studio?
Not studio. The lives are under a different section.
I got it. It's right here.
Is that the
Boom. Got it. Yeah. This message is held for review. Cindy, they held your drain prostitutes for review. There you go. I showed it. Hi, Frankie. We're doing good. We're just trying to make it so that Bob can see things. Oh, hi, Rod. Rod's on there. Put your glasses on so you can see this.
You can just read them.
I can't make it any bigger.
You can read them.
Oh, Rod wants to know if we got any freeze up calls.
We got a couple of them, but unfortunately, Shelly don't like cold weather, so.
I don't work in the cold.
We like warm basements. No frozen drain calls yet, though, which I'm shocked. We'll probably get them tomorrow. How's the audio? Is it nice and clear?
I am, Rod. Thank you. Yes, everyone said the audio was clear. Rod said that I'm smart. I want to be able to pull this up on there, so I have to log into it. That way there we can see the chat bigger. Does anyone have any questions? Kind of doing a question and answer, so. A couple of freeze up calls here, but I didn't take them either. Rod didn't take them either. Let me shut these off here so that we can see ourselves. All right. Cindy said, I laughed so hard about your comment about picking Bob out of the old folks' home or something like that. My husband says he picked me out of the kindergarten class while I was taking a nap. I don't know if that's a little creepy. Just saying. What's your favorite drain tool? Who are you asking, Rod?
I'm going to take a guess and say Shelly's the flex shaft. She loves the flex shaft. Tries to use it anytime we can.
It works.
My favorite tool is anyone that gets the job done and puts a check in my hand. I will have to say, I wish we did do a lot more jetting in the summertime. I'm going to try and push that this summer. Get some more jet work for you guys. Didn't do anything to the...
Oh, cool. What? Alright, can I see the thing on here? Still not showing the... I don't know. It's still not showing the chat on there. We'll just have to use that.
Just pick up the phone.
I am. Alright, so Cindy says, Shelly, I always wonder about the time you almost got real hurt with the big snake thing. I hope that was not on video. No, Cindy, we weren't recording at that time. What are you wondering about it? Is there anything specific that you want to know? I mean, I covered some of it, most of it in the videos, but if you have another question, just...
We do have a couple of videos, recordings of her, a couple of jobs after that, where she was kind of forced to use the big machine. And you could definitely notice in the video the intimidation of have to using it. I just didn't want to put it out there.
Matthew Nanny said, how much experience do each of you have? I have 9 years experience, all trained drain cleaning wise by Bob. I have other plumbing experience trained by a few different plumbers. Bob, how much experience do you have?
I've been doing this stuff for the last 29 years. Every day, 365 days a year. It's incredible to think about that. I can still remember when I was 24 years old, working with some of the old guys, the old plumbers, pushing them out of my way. Now I'm the old guy. It's crazy. It's crazy how time flies. Rod's in the comments. He started pretty much the same year I did, maybe a couple of years after I did.
So then we have Rod asking, what's you guys' favorite drain call? Before we get to that one, Rod, so my mom, for some reason, she can't message in the chats, but she did ask actually a very good question, which it's probably more directed towards you. What's the safest way for a homeowner to thaw a frozen pipe?
Just add heat to wherever the section of pipe. If it's inside a cabinet, open the cabinet doors, stick an electric heater by there. The first thing you want to do if you got a frozen pipe, though, is to shut your water main off, because 95% of the time that frozen pipe bursts. And as soon as that piece of ice melts, it's going to be a burst pipe. So if you got a frozen pipe, if you're not getting hot water out of your faucet, kitchen sink, shower, bath sink, shut your water main off until it thaws, just so you can control the flood.
And there you go. Now you know. All right. Rod says, "What's you guys' favorite drain call? What's your favorite drain call?"
My favorite drain call these days is probably one that makes me think. I mean, after so many years, you kind of just go in there, and I like to be challenged once in a while. I think that's I don't have a specific, if I like a kitchen sink, a main drain, I just like to be challenged. As far as why is something backing up, trying to figure out which drain's actually backed up, or like a gurgling situation, trying to figure out the gurgle. Is it because it's not vented? Is the vent stack clogged? Is a wet vent clogged? And how to clear that wet vent so that you don't get that gurgle anymore.
Okay. Do you have a specific job, a recent specific job that made you feel that way? That made you have to like stop and think, "Gee, how are we gonna get this done?"
I don't remember. You have any?
Not well for me. They're all that way because my brain don't work that way. But my favorite. I'll have
Actually,
to-
my favorite call is when another drain company's been in there and they can't solve the problem, and I come in and take care of it, or we come in and take care of it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
get a lot of those, believe it or not.
Yeah, we do. We get a lot of those ones. I'd have to say my favorite call was actually when I started in the truck with that squirrel in the drain. I know it sounds stupid, but it was funny. Pulling the thing out. Jay says, "Bob, you seem to be getting better on camera. Keep it up, brother."
Hell no, I'm not getting on camera. Better on camera. I'm scared shitless right now. I'm just
Cindy-
kidding. I am getting better. The more I hear my voice in the videos, the better I'll get.
Cindy says, "I was just hoping it was not out there on actual video. I can tell she is weary of it." I am, and I still am. You'll notice on some calls, if I feel like it's going to be a tough one, I'll sit right by the power cord at the back of the machine. Just in case, for whatever reason, I feel something's going wrong or I see that he's struggling, I could just unplug the machine quickly. I still get really bad anxiety. He yells at me sometimes because I'm like, hold on. And he's like, why? But it happens. Rod said, "God wheeled." That must have been from when you guys started.
Yeah, we crazy 29 years.
The Vault says, "I miss Shelly's intros at the beginning of the videos. Will I have protests to get you guys to bring them back? Asking for a friend."
Yeah, we're working on a couple of different things and on the intros and stuff, and
Why do you miss the intros? It just kind of says what the job is, and then sometimes the job isn't actually what the intro is. Cindy says, "Bob, is it too personal to ask what was the matter with you that you were not working for a while?"
I'll think about that one. It's medical.
He'll answer it, I'm sure. Just when he gets a little bit more comfortable. How many people do we got in here? 15. 15 people. If you notice, I took the little thingies out of the truck and put them on the wall behind us. Cindy wants to know if you're all good now, though.
I'd say about 90%.
So, yeah. Hey, Bullfrog. Oh, he's the guy that we call Smiley.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because he has a smiley face on the thing. Yeah, we kind of have nicknames for you guys. If you want to hear them and you won't get offended, we'll be more than happy to tell you. Rod says, do you guys say to yourself, oh my God, I can't believe I do this for work? He said, I do. No, I usually say when I get really aggravated or frustrated or annoyed, I love my job. And I just say it over and over and over and over and over again in my head.
I just fire myself until the phone rings again. Or the mortgage bill comes in. Like, shit, I gotta do something.
Bullfrog says not at all. He likes it. He likes his nickname Smiley. Oh my goodness. Look how white my lips look. It looks like I have no lips, guys.
We also have it on our home TV, 56-inch TV. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird.
Right. Bullfrog says, hope y'all had an awesome week. We did. What did we do this week? The last job I had was a kitchen sink. People were super sweet. They wouldn't let me clean up my mess, which drove me insane. Before that, we had that garage. Bob got the snake over 150 feet to find out that there's something wrong with the line. Cindy says, I liked your nickname for one of your recent calls. You are in my phone as the Metamucil lady. Oh my goodness, that lady. That poor lady. I love that lady. She is the sweetest lady ever. She calls us one day. She goes, I'm cleaning out my cabinets and I don't know why I did this. Because Metamucil is a powder. And if you guys know, it's a fiber supplement to help you go to the bathroom. To create more shit, I guess. I don't have a better term for it. So she was cleaning out her cabinets, and instead of just throwing away the powder, she dumped it in her sink and in her garbage disposal. And what happens when you mix Metamucil with water is it just kind of solidifies. So her entire trap was solidified, so that's how we saved it in our phone as Metamucil lady. So, and she kind of told us that she tells everybody that story, so I had to tell her that that's what we call her. Just because.
I believe we have that video on the channel. I don't know what number it is, but it's a further back one. It was one we first, it was maybe 2 or 3 months after we started doing videos. I just don't remember the number off the top of my head.
Hey, Sweetie. Look, Munchkin's here. All right. Rod, your... Uh-oh. Why did you write that they held it for review? Do you believe in the drain gods? You're on a call. It's kicking your ass. You're about to give up, and it starts draining. Best sigh relief ever. You believe in the drain gods?
What I usually do if I'm on a call that's really tough is I'll take what I call a union break, and I'll go out to the truck for 5 or 10 minutes, think about things. Sometimes that takes 2 or 3 times on a job, especially a kitchen sink line, like a back-to-back kitchen sink line. They can be a nightmare, you know that. And I'll just go out to the truck and take a 5-10 minute break, and then come at it. If that don't work, I'll call in reinforcements. We know plenty of guys in the industry that we can call upon. And that's what usually happens. Once you call them in, they're there in 5 minutes and drop it. It's just how it is. I've done it to other people. They've done it to me.
Blake McMichael says, oh yeah, I was like negative 17 below last night and 18-mile-an-hour winds. Oh my goodness, where are you? I mean, the winds have been pretty strong here, and when we woke up this morning, it was what, negative?
It was negative 15. I believe that was with the wind chill. Rod, you were like negative 30, right? And then up in Mount Washington was negative, I think you said negative 50.
Hey, thanks, Cindy. She said 26 watching and only 10 likes. Hey, everybody, like and share this video for Bob and Shelly. You're awesome, Cindy. Rod said negative 53 with wind chill. Ew. Why? Why would you do that? Like, why would you want to live there?
I could tell you one thing. Our boiler has been running non-stop since this morning.
Since yesterday.
Well, no, it wasn't running completely non-stop overnight, but for some reason this morning it just hasn't stopped.
What? Blake McMichael says, I used to love the cold weather when I was a kid. Now I just hate it.
I'm with you.
I'm
right there with you.
I've always hated it. Always, always, always. I'm a June baby. I love the heat. I worship the heat. I posted something on my personal Facebook that says the first person to complain about this heat this summer is getting throat punched.
I'm a January baby, so I used to love going out and building forts in the snowbanks and all that stuff. It was awesome.
Cindy, my kitty's name is Munchkin. And she's definitely my kitty. She's a mama's girl.
They really can't see her. Pick her up a little bit.
Well, no, they can look at the thing. She
Yeah.
lifts up her head with the, if I pick her up, she's going to run away. Smiley says, just bought y'all some coffee. Thanks for the cool videos. Aw, thanks. We appreciate that. Trust me, I love coffee.
Just to let you know, that's going to be a nice coffee, even though it's 15 below.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys can ask Rod. New Englanders, we're all the same. We'll complain about the cold till we're blue in the face, but we will always be drinking a nice coffee.
Go watch his videos on YouTube. He runs a YouTube channel too, Unclogged New Hampshire. You'll see him in the videos with Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee.
Right.
It's just how we do it.
Smiley says he's in Ohio and he hates the cold too. Frankie, the kitty looks like his daughter's kitty cat. Nice color.
What's it, a mackerel?
Yeah,
mackerel tabby?
Yeah, her breed is a mackerel tabby. They're very playful, super lovable. I want to pronounce your name right, but I'm probably going to butcher it. So I'm just going to say, hey, Jay. Glad to have you joining us. Alan Lofts, good day. How come you don't use rigid sectional machines? Thanks.
I never have. I've never tried it. I've been talking to Rod lately about it. I want to get some eel cable. So I don't have to drag that big machine in the house anymore. Basically clear the drain, open the drain with an eel cable, and then go back in there with the flex shaft and a camera to clean up the rest. Unless I can figure out how to way to attach the chains to the eel cable. I don't really know much about sectional cables.
Oh my goodness. So. Cindy, thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart. Cindy just sent us $10. And she said, Shelly, my husband has heard me say your name so much he doesn't even ask Shelly who anymore. That's awesome.
I have to say, I have been eyeballing Jay the Drain Guy's Milwaukee sectional machine. I'm thinking about that one too. But I guess you can't run, big enough cable. Our drain lines are fairly long out here. They're typically over 50 feet, in between 50 and 100. So Rod says that the 1.25 inch cable is the best to run around here.
All right, I gotta try to pronounce his name. Javier Javi Livo.
Is that we got a super chat? That's
Yeah,
cool.
Cindy, I just told you that. Super chats from Cindy. She said my name so many times her husband doesn't even ask Shelly who anymore.
Part of the family, right?
BKOZ319 says, you guys see a lot of ABS pipe in your area?
No, not at all. We rarely ever see ABS.
That's the black pipe, right?
Yep.
It's more up north, I've noticed. We did do a call for my aunt's sister. She's not really my aunt, so it's not. I've known her forever, so I call her Auntie Fran. But her sister lives up in Franklin, and we went and did a call up there. Her house is all black ABS. So there's some, but not much.
That video will be coming out. We flex shafted it. Had a bunch of tree roots in there, so it's going to be a good video in combination with the sewer camera and what do we use? The 10mm flex shaft.
Yeah.
Bare flex shaft. So
Yeah.
that one will eventually come.
He said there's a lot of it in Mass.
I haven't ever seen a lot of ABS in Mass.
He might be southern Mass, maybe?
Is that in Southern Mass down by the Cape and below there? I'm originally from Mass, and when I first started, my first 10 years was down in Mass. As a matter of fact, I'm the last Mass licensed plumber.
Cindy wants to know, what is the type of pipe you talk about? Something Berg, what is it? So it's Orangeburg or Bermico pipe. Rod will probably help out if I misspeak here. So Orangeburg was actually created in Orangeburg, Pennsylvania. It's basically a rolled tar paper pipe, like the stuff that they use underneath your shingles on your roof. And Bermico pipe is the same type of pipe. It was just created up here in New Hampshire. It's exactly the same. It's basically like, picture those stupid Starbucks straws that you're trying to drink out of paper. What good is it? It just turns to mush over time. So that's basically what it is. It's just paper. It's a paper pipe.
I didn't know it, but Rod told me recently that it was made in New Hampshire. It was actually Berlin, New Hampshire, and that's where Rod lives.
Rod also said ABS in a lot of mobile homes here. We have another message held for review. Blake McMichael, I am sure there are times with you, Shelly, there are clients that don't take you seriously because you are a girl. Yes.
Absolutely.
Happens more than you know, and believe it or not, it's more of women that do it to me. There's Munchkin. The men that have done it to me in the past, I had our guy Scott working with us, and there was a guy, I told him that his toilet was kind of a sit and spin, so it just fills up, spins, and then finally the water goes down, and I told him to try a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, say hi to everybody.
And he wouldn't. And
Easy killer.
Scott came in and told him the same thing, and I looked at the guy and said, it's because I'm a woman, isn't it? And he just kind of shut up from there. BKOZ said he's from Western Mass.
What town? What city? You don't have to name your city, but next town over.
Miguel George. Hi, welcome from North Carolina. Cindy says, why would YouTube hold that for review? Yeah, I don't know. They hold weird stuff for review all the time. It's just, they're weird. Springfield.
It's actually not that far from us. Springfield, I believe there's another drain medic down there. Springfield, Mass.
Yeah, he's an older guy, isn't he?
Well, I'm old. He's probably
Oh
the
my
same
goodness.
age as me, a little bit older
No,
than
I
me.
thought he was a little older.
There she is. She's sitting pretty for y'all. Did I really just say y'all?
Yeah, you did. I heard it and I just kept it to myself. But yes, you said y'all. I heard. Yeah, you did.
I watch too much YouTube.
You do.
People from the South.
We don't say y'all. I have noticed that people from Mass, they retract their R's. Everything is AH, and they add S's to everything. Smiley said, "Ha ha, I heard it." Cindy said, "Massholes."
Yes, we are.
Yes.
That is a thing.
Yes,
that is a real thing.
It should be in the dictionary.
Yep, that is a real thing. You can ask anyone from Mass. Munchkin wants a treat. Here you go. Don't eat it all in one place.
Look, all you see is the tip of the tail. Hook'em. Ola from East Texas. During below 32 degrees, drip faucets or not? No. Don't drip the faucets because it will cause... People think that to keep their water pipes from freezing, but it actually might make your drains freeze.
It will make your drains freeze. Best thing to do is just open up your cabinet doors and let the heat on in.
Cindy said she watches another YouTube channel called Masshole Report. Have you heard of them?
No.
What's the channel about, Cindy?
You want to watch a funny plumber from Mass? I think his name is Boston Plumber, something like that. I just found him recently. I think he just started the channel also. You want to hear some real Boston accents?
Claudia? Hello from, I believe that's Pennsylvania. BKOZ, LOL. Yeah, the guy with all the sister jokes.
Who's that? The Boston
He
plumber?
must be talking about who you're talking about.
No.
See, I read that right, sister. What?
Oh,
There's a lot of sister jokes.
Doesn't Mikey Pipes talk a lot about people's sisters?
No. Cindy, sovereign citizen crap mostly. Huh, lovely. Parabens? I'm really sorry. I can't understand. It'll take me a second, but I can translate it. For sure. Steve Lav is a real working man. Yeah, he's real. He's a man. And he works. We broke that down.
I love watching Steve Lav.
Yeah.
Learned a lot about heat watching his videos.
We all watch him. Even Samantha watches him.
Oh. I have no interest in doing air conditioning, so. But I still watch them.
Thank you, Claudia. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I hope I am. I'm sorry if I'm not. Oh my goodness. Do you guys like it when Samantha and I do dirty high fives? I want to make it into a shirt, like the one Bob's wearing. I made this one for him, that he loves dirty holes.
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting some of my sayings on shirts. This is one of the ones I always say. I want to talk about someone looking at you sideways. That's why I had to add the plumber for life. Make up another one. This is a drain cleaner for life.
Right. Blake McMichael, Elkins, New Hampshire, 03233, and in the morning it was negative 19 below zero.
That's cold.
Yeah, it is.
So he's from New Hampshire also?
Yeah. All right. I'm all set with that, Blake. I want none of that. None of that for me. Cindy said, oh, Cindy translated it for me. Thank you, honey. She said, congratulations, proud of your work. That's what that Claudia person said. BKOZ says, I'm just gonna call you BK, not like Burger King, just like BK. It's a lot easier. Don't you love it when the kitchen sink is clogged and you get there and they don't have it cleaned out for you? Yes. And then they apologized and said if they knew that we were definitely coming, or if they knew that we needed it cleaned out, they would have cleaned it out for us. Yeah, we love that.
How many plumbers or drain cleaners do we have in the video? Put a thumbs up in the comment if you're a plumber or a drain cleaner.
Frankie said, oh, he said proud of your work. Thank you, Frankie. Blake says he's July 22nd, baby. 84, he'll be 39 this summer. Rod, we know you're a drain cleaner. Smiley's a drain cleaner or a plumber too.
Nice.
Really, Mom? I know how to pronounce a username. 7/22/84. You're 4 years older than me. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plumber drain cleaners here. Gavin's a plumber drain cleaner.
Nice.
So we got Rod, Smiley, Gavin, Frankie, BK. And Blake said, I need a cold beer on a hot damn day. Ew, beer's gross.
Good.
Beer's gross.
Bud Light for me.
No. Give me like...
What are you doing over there? You trashing the place?
Treats?
Yeah, trying to steal the treats.
Give me like spiced rum and some Diet Pepsi and I'm good. Smiley says, my company is called Main Drain.
Oh,
I've been
who
a
you are.
plumber for 25 years.
Oh, I know who you are. You're in the sewer roundtable.
Cindy said 31 Munchkin.
She's like, feed me now, damn it.
She is literally throwing all of her treats on the floor right now. Where are we? 31 watching, 20 likes. Click the like, everybody. Thanks, Cindy. Is Gavin from Australia? I have no idea. Hopefully he answers. Brian Crandall. Hello, how are you? And welcome to our live.
How much you say is watching?
32?
Nice.
33 according to that one up there. Hookem, because of watching your videos, I made the move to get my plumber to put in a clean out. Don't think I had one. He found it buried about half a foot. That's a good call. Clean outs are always useful. What size clean out? Was it for your main drain or was it a sink drain or something? She's gonna trash the place.
All the plumbers I do work for know when they remodel something, I want cleanouts or I'm going to beat them up.
Gavin said, by the way, this is personal account. My other account is Penetrator.
Is that a YouTube channel that he runs?
Gavin, do you run a YouTube channel? Frankie says he likes to drink Dr. Pepper. Have you tried that one with the cream soda? That one's actually pretty good. Other than that, I don't really care for Dr. Pepper. Let's see. BK, what kind of license do you need to do drain cleaning?
Technically, you are supposed to be a licensed plumber in Mass because you're supposed to be a licensed plumber to remove a clean out cap. But as far as cleaning a drain, you don't need a license. A business license, maybe.
It varies from state to state, so
Right.
you just have to look in your area and see.
In New Hampshire, they don't care.
Oh, Cindy said it is the penetrator. Hi, Gavin.
Oh, I know who he is. He did a collab with Drain Addict. That was a great video.
Oh. Cindy said, who, Takieros 23. What should I do with my main line belly? Fix it or put Drano down? It depends. If you want a permanent fix, probably fix it. I'd say dig it up and fix it, but it's up to you. Run more water. Cindy says, I'm still waiting for my penny in the mail. That must have been for Gavin. Hook 'em. Main drain outside for septic tank. Good call. The only thing is that if it's clogged within the inlet baffle, you're still gonna have to dig up the inlet cover and knock it out that way.
No, well, you clean it from the inside.
Message has held for review. Smiley, why do they hold these messages? Smiley says, nice, the penetrator. Howdy, Gavin. Cindy said, at penetrator blocked drains.
Who would you guys like to see us do a collab with? I don't know how many different channels are around here. I know there's Steve Lab. Mikey Pipes is within reach. Can't really think of any other plumbing YouTube channels locally.
I was about to say, does it have to be plumbing?
Well, drain cleaning. Plumbing, drain cleaning.
Yeah. Let's see. Sunflowers, hi to you both. How are you today? Hi, Sunflowers. We're both doing okay. Bob looks a little tired, but...
Well, we'll get together with Rod. He's like 3 hours away from us.
Cindy, I'll still send you a penny. Brian Crandall, do you have any problems sweating lead-free brass fittings? I use lead-free tinning flux.
I haven't done one in a long time. Nowadays, we mostly use ProPress.
Smiley says, I found direct hit jetter nozzles from watching Drain Addict and Penetrator channels. Nice. BK says he loves Mikey Pipes. I do too. So Samantha, you guys know Samantha. She'll be in the kitchen with me and Bob will put on a Mikey Pipes video. And she's hoping that it's going to be the uncensored channel because she like says it in her head. And then when it's not, she's like, oh, it's funny because she knows the intros to everybody's. Cindy said, Steve. Yeah, we like Steve too. He's funny. BK says Steve doesn't socialize. Have you tried to talk to him though? I'm sure you have, but I don't know. Call him. His number's all over the place. Where can I buy a 100-foot drain snake? It depends on what brand, what kind. If you want a sectional, if you want a flex shaft, it all depends. You kind of have to look it all up and see which one you're actually more interested in.
We pretty much exclusively buy our cables from Duracable. Most of our machines are made by Duracable.
Cindy, one of these days he might, but he's been doing it for so long and he hasn't yet, so he's on a good streak. Cindy said she always thinks Steve Lab is going to burn down a house soldering. I like him. I think he's funny. He's kind of a smart ass. Like the rest of us.
Yeah.
They said flex shaft. So flex shaft, you're better off getting it in sections. Getting a 75-foot section and a 50-foot section.
Yeah, if you've never used flex shafts before, I recommend using a 10 millimeter start out with the mains. Get a 75-footer, 10 millimeter, with 6-inch chains. Buy a set of 6-inch chains and a set of 4-inch chains. Flex shaft is way different than running cables. there's a lot of finesse to learn on using a flex shaft. Cables, you can force that cable through there and punch right through a clog. A flex shaft, you cannot. Most of the time you're running the clutch at 3 or 4, so you're not going to have much torque to break through a clog. Otherwise, you're just going to tear up the flex shaft.
Make sure you have a penetrator tip on it. I have to push the penetrator tip because if you don't have a penetrator tip, sometimes you're not going to be able to get through those toilet paper clogs.
When we first bought the 10mm flex shaft, we tried it. I hated it. It sat in the truck for like a year before we picked it back up again. It actually, we didn't even pick it up. Shelly picked it up when I went down. She started training herself on how to use it. She got really good at it.
Rod, don't call me an old fart. Rod said flex shaft has definitely made life easier and extended out service life for us old farts.
Yep.
Cindy says she watches all of Steve and Gavin's videos and she loves them both.
I love when Steve does cleans like a kitchen sink line. It's funny. I don't know how he uses that machine. He must have 4 arms of steel.
At Cindy Ray, all prizes have been sent. So Cindy, your penny is coming. I'm assuming it was a penny that you won. Gavin says, you guys have any expunge, Picote, millers, or cleaners? I don't think we have any.
We don't have any Picote for sure.
Stuff.
We bought some sets of chains from...
Renzi.
No, we like the Renzi. We got them from Plumbers Tool, something like that. They're a little bit too heavy for cleaning sewers with like a lot of roots in it.
Oh,
I myself think they're too heavy. They're too thick and heavy.
He said experience, so I'm assuming that he wants to know if you have any experience with the Picote millers and cleaners.
No, but Rod from Unclogged, New Hampshire, he's in the chat. He runs the Picote. I think it's the MIDI. That's all he runs on his mains, I believe.
BK, I saw Mikey Pipes is using a jetter now. Mikey Pipes has a jetter?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got one of those little pressure washers. Is that really a jetter? I'm just kidding, Mikey Pipes.
Cindy Ray, I keep checking the mail at Gavin. Long way to Iowa from you, I'd say. I am an admirer of your work. Congratulations. I would like to know if you need permission to clean. Thank you. What do you mean by permission to clean? Do you mean...
When you clean up afterwards. When you clean your mess.
Is it when I clean my mess, or is it do I need permission to clean a drain from like a city? Is that what he's asking?
I don't think so, because they called us. Why would we need permission?
No, I'm saying from the city. So I don't need permission to clean. If you're wondering because I ask if they have a cleaner, it's because I don't like to use, I have this thing with like lemon scents and pine smells where I get migraines. So I like to use what the homeowner already uses. That way there's no potential to have anything go wrong with that person. So it just makes it easier if I use what they already have, and it's safer.
We do have cleaners in the truck if the homeowner doesn't have anything readily available. We'll use ours, we'll ask, we'll spray it, let them smell if they have any allergies or anything. That's the last thing you want on a job, someone having an allergic reaction to the chemicals that you're bringing in their home.
What do you think the best septic tank cleaner is? I mean, you're already having it pumped.
I was talking about the chemicals. Like, is it Rid-X? Is it
You use those to clean? I thought like Red X was just to add more of the bacteria to
Correct, like any other drain cleaner. Like, what's the one that we use in the channel?
Zep?
Yeah, Zep.
Yeah, that's the bacterial. So that's adding cleaner.
We brought Zep to the channel because we knew we were going to get a lot of people on, asking, where do you get the product? What do you use? We typically like to use a product, or we used to sell a product called Pro Clean. It's made by Duracable, but we don't have a way to give you guys a link to buy the stuff. You have to buy it through us. So it would just be because we don't want to get into the shipping business. So we just found a product that's similar that we could put on Amazon. So if you guys want a product that we recommend, it's pretty much the same product, but the Pro Clean is probably a little more concentrated. But that's why we tell people the Zep cleaner.
Wayne's Drains is in the house.
Nice. What's up, Wayne?
Gavin says he also has Renzi flex shafts and uses them occasionally, but have been researching Pacote equipment lately. That's why he asked. I like what we use. I've liked it from the beginning. Bob is just a brute and loves to shove things down the drain like a crazy person. I like it because, like I said, it takes more finesse, and I can kind of feel more of what's going on with the flex shafts. So, BK said, not a lot of outdoor cleanouts in the Northeast. Down in Texas, almost all houses have them.
Yeah, we have outside cleanouts. You know when we find them? When it's snowing out or it's 15 below.
Yep.
We never find them in the summertime.
Nope.
Ask any drain cleaner up in the Northeast. They'll tell you, yeah, we find them in the winter.
Gavin, I take it you're leaving and going to bed, so thanks for joining us, and we will definitely keep cleaning drains. You as well. Renzi has horrible outer sheath. That was from Rod.
Yeah, I've never bought their shafts.
No, we just have the chains.
Yeah, I love Renzi chains. They're nice and light. They're not big, big and bulky and thick. Now, if I was thinking about descaling a pipe, I would go with the thicker, plumber tools one, so you get more of the weight behind it when it's trying to rip the cast iron scale out. But as far as tree roots, I think the lighter chains are better. Myself, that's just my personal opinion.
So Hookem says, do you prefer to do your work without your customers in the area, or does it matter? You look like you have patience with customers standing around. I like it because I don't like to shut up. So I like it when they're in the area and I can just keep talking, especially when I'm recording, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not really comfortable just recording and anticipating you guys' questions and answers or comments or conversation. I like to have somebody that I'm directing it all at and talking to and getting a response from. And I do have a lot of patience. As far as Bob, I don't know.
Yeah, we're trying to learn that. It, as easy as it sounds, it's not that easy to talk to a black box. But the more that we do these lives and we get to know everybody, we can just pretend like we're talking to you guys, which is great. It's awesome. I love seeing comments in the videos. I love the interaction. It's great. It's unbelievable. It was hard going from working to a company that had 30 trucks out there, and you're constantly talking about people and what you do. Going down to one truck on your own business 20 years ago, 23 years ago, which you got pretty much no one to talk to. Got this YouTube channel. All the interaction and the comments are great. Love it.
The guy from Wayne's Drains. So you said Wayne, but his name, it says Paul.
That was the original owner, I believe. The original owner, he came from Rotorua, I believe, didn't he?
Well,
he sold out or something like that.
He said, "Are you guys hiring?"
I wish. We need to, but.
Locklear Plumbing. I own a plumbing company and my daughter is 16 and works with me and my guys in the field and refuses to work in the office. That's awesome, but I would suggest that she does learn some of the office stuff. As much as she probably hates it, just to get that background, for just in case, heaven forbid, something happens. Then she'll know both sides of
Right.
what goes on.
She knows the biggest thing, you know, bigger company, you got 15 trucks out there. The biggest thing is the CSR taking in the calls and then giving them to the guys. The guys out in the field don't understand what it's like to talk to a customer and try and get their information. You know, some guys out in the field want way more information than they need, but they don't understand what they have to do, especially timing the calls out, spreading them out. It's a good idea to get you guys that are out in the field sit next to the CSR that's taking your calls in. And vice versa, it's good to get the CSR people that are answering the phones out in the field to see what they're dealing with. Isn't a bad idea at all. That's what they used to do at the company that I used to work for.
Smiley says, you do great. Thank you very much. We definitely try our hardest with pretty much everything. Rod said, Renzi chains are good. The sheath just burns out too fast. Replace with that air tube hose.
Yeah, I've never bought a Renzi cable, just their chains.
BK says, do you ever feel uncomfortable walking into a person's home with the camera? No.
Used to at first.
Well, yeah, at first I was like, no, we can get their permission. But now when I call to verify that they're home and we're on our way, I ask if we can record. It's a courtesy for the people. More often than not, they say yes. The only time I actually feel uncomfortable is if there's something medically going wrong with one person and I find evidence in the drain that they're doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, then usually I'll shut the camera off. But that's about it. Paul says, no, he came from John's sewer. Wayne's drains.
Yeah.
So the original owner came from John's sewer.
But I think I know it was one of those. I thought the owner of John's came from Roto-Rooter. I could be wrong. That was a long time ago.
That was forever ago. His brain's getting a little old.
Like I've always said, sometimes I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
You don't eat breakfast.
That's true.
Cindy Shelley, I think it is really cool that Penetrator from Australia caught your live. He has 33.6 thousand subscribers. I absolutely love watching his channel. You watch him too, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Bob watches him too.
I watch them all. I watch Drain Act. I watch them all.
That is pretty cool that he came in here though.
Yeah.
That's actually awesome. Brian Crandall, do you see any drains drilled and tapped into cast iron pipe in old houses?
We used to see a lot
Drilled and tapped.
back in the 90s.
What does that
We used to
mean?
drill holes and put like a saddle there.
Do you see any? No, I think he's talking. Are you talking about like, let's say you have a 4-inch cast iron drain and they drill a hole into the side of it to put like 1.5-inch pipe?
Yeah, they put a saddle on it.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be for cleaning? You've told me about that before.
No, you can put a saddle on there and run a line off of that. It's not legal around here, but
Well,
I have seen it.
I believe he is from around here. Is there any other stuff you guys want to know? Like how Bob puts up with me?
It's called selective hearing.
Except for when we're in the truck and I do Snapchat karaoke. Hey, so everyone's been telling us that we should do like an OnlyFans kind of thing, but every time we think of that or like see that, all I think of is like inappropriate things. What the heck would we do on that? Like, we get asked that all the time.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know.
So most of the videos that we do are like 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes. And the only thing I can think of doing on if some people want to do like a paid description or whatever is to put the full video. Now, main line doesn't take 15 minutes. We all know that. Well, some of them do, but it's typically an hour. You know what I mean? Or an hour and a half. That one video that we had, we were there for 3 hours where we had to get the city of Manchester involved and the truck came on the scene. That was actually like a 3-hour job. But I got it down to 20, 25 minutes, whatever it was. But we're also trying to do 360 viewing.
Oh, yeah, that'll
Where
be fun.
you guys can go on when you're watching, you can scan around, look all around the room or whatever. But it's taken a little while to figure out that technology. We got the cameras, but
Oh, my goodness. So, Frankie wants to know how we met. And Cindy said she loves the dirty side of you. You're so cute. He is really cute, I have to admit. So, Bob and I met through another plumber that I've known since I was 5. And I was doing work for him. So I was kind of doing a little bit of everything. I was his bookkeeper. I was his, would you call me a maid?
yeah, I guess.
I cleaned his house, and he'd take me on plumbing jobs with him. I did learn some things. Like I learned how to lead an Oakham joint for cast iron pipe, but more often than not, I was lugging water heaters out of basements. And then we met at his house. I met Bob's daughter first, and I fell in love with her. But to test Bob to see if he was a gentleman, should I tell him that?
Yeah, it's up to you.
So to test Bob to see if he was a gentleman and not a dirty old man,
Like the other plumber is?
yeah, the other plumber really is. We were all going in a hot tub together at the other plumber's house, and I was in my bikini and I stuck my butt in Bob's face to see if he'd make a comment or reach out and touch it or something. The other plumber made a comment about me sticking my butt in Bob's face, but Bob definitely didn't make a comment. I was shocked, and the rest is history from there. I was still working for the other plumber, but I'd take days off, and I'd just end up at Bob's house. Oh, thank you, Cindy. She sent us another super chat. Just my opinion, I don't do the subscriber only thing. I donate as I see fit and can afford. You are super sweet, and we appreciate that. We would never want somebody to donate that couldn't afford to. We don't want to take from people like that. We're not like that.
Just that people have been asking, so we don't know what to do. I don't feel it's right either. We get paid through YouTube, you know what I mean?
It's like
When
double
we
dipping.
started
like
this,
the
it wasn't
credit
about the
card
money. I was bored. After 4 months of being home, I'm like, I need to do something. And I was watching some video, I think it was Think Media, and they said, all you have to do is press record. And that's what I did to Shelly. I'm like, yeah, actually, she used her cell phone. Just hit the record button.
Yeah.
I don't care what you bring me. Just bring me something.
He's like, just push record. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Just hit the record button.
That was one of
Whatever.
our first, when we posted it. It's the one where I think she was cameraing a sewer line.
Miguel George says, is it safe for me to open a clean out plug to unclog a drain is on the outside? I'd stand back for sure. I would definitely stand back if you unless you're opening it slowly, I would definitely stand back. Cause
One of the biggest things I can recommend is if your main sewer line is backing up, give the city or town that you're in a call. Have the sewer guys come out. If you're on city sewer or town sewer, let them come out and check their manholes. If their manholes are full and you pull a clean out in the house or outside, it's gonna flood. So it's free. They'll come out, they'll check that manhole. If they're saying they're flowing fine, then You should be all set.
Hold your thought. Smiley, thanks for joining us and good luck at work tomorrow. Hopefully you don't have to work too hard. It is Sunday. So we shall keep up the great work and we hope to chat with you again soon. Frankie says, how great, guys. Another question. Sorry to ask. Never be sorry to ask questions. If we don't want to answer it, we just won't answer it. How many years apart?
16.
So we're 16 years apart. My parents were 16 years apart, so it's not anything big for me. But when Bob first was getting into things, he was a little weary of it. The only reason why he did is because my parents are 16 years apart. Other than that, he probably wouldn't have.
Facts.
Cindy, you're doing such a great job. We should make Cindy a moderator.
How do you do that?
Cindy, do you mind? Do you want to be a moderator for our channel? Rod says, I do videos so I can have something to watch in the nursing home. Really, Rod? Paul says, I'm surprised Bob doesn't have more vans and guys. Why does it have to be guys, Paul? I'm just kidding.
I tried it for a while. I may try it again. But let me tell you something. It's like babysitting.
So we have managing moderator. And we have standard moderator. So managing can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live and also has capabilities of standard moderators. And then the standard moderator can review and remove chat messages and hide or put users in timeout. Managing or standard?
I would just do the standard for now. We don't really know a lot about this stuff on how to run the YouTube channel.
Well, there you go, Cindy. She requested standard. You're standard, and look, you got a little wrench. Look, she's blue now and has a wrench.
Nice.
Frankie, I think he mean to say guys, boys, and girls. I know, I was just giving him a hard time. It's what I do. Paul says, have you guys been busy? Yes, we pick and choose our calls. If we don't feel like going out, we just don't answer the phone. But yes, we could be very non-stop.
We could definitely have 2 trucks out there. We could run 2 trucks.
So we get a lot of the licensed plumbers in our area that will refer all drain calls to us. So we do get very busy.
Especially doing it for 23 years on our own. We got a lot of stickers and magnets out there.
Right. And then there's some times where there are women in this field, not so many in the drain cleaning side of things. There's definitely women plumbers, but I'll go to Home Depot and some of the other drain cleaning companies in the area will like yell to me because they've seen our videos. And I tell them that I'm too expensive and they can't afford me.
She ain't lying.
Dean Home Inspection Services. Could not get past obstruction today in 2-inch shower drain with 1/4-inch snake or 1/4-inch chain knocker. Shower just remodeled, possible construction debris backed up with water.
2-inch, you can use 3/8 cable. Use a 3/8 cable with no end on it, no drop head, no chain knocker. Just use a 3/8 cable and put different bends on the end of the cable as you're trying to get through it. If one bend doesn't work, try another one. We have a bunch of different, bends that we use. An S bend, a Z bend. sometimes an older 3/8 cable will do a better job than a really stiff one.
But what if it's construction debris? Like when you say construction debris, do you mean that it could be like, what's that stuff that they use for tile showers?
The grout.
The grout or
If it-
something like that. What if it's something like that?
There's a chemical out there. I want to say it's called concrete or concrete. Maybe it's concrete. I have the link. I just can't put it up there right now. It's a chemical that you can put in. It's fairly expensive. That you can put in the drain. It'll melt the concrete. I've never used it. I've never tried it. I don't really come into them kind of jobs too often.
Cindy said Bob LOL when I said I was too expensive. And you said,
In fact,
yeah. Paul said pigtail.
yep.
Hi from Michigan. That's Gigi. You two make a great pair. You two make a great pair. Love watching your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Gigi. I think we make a good pair too. Sometimes he gets on my nerves, but yeah.
Oh, I get on your nerves, huh?
Dean Home Inspection said thanks for your input on his thing. The other thing you could probably try too is Bob's vacuum trick and then get one of those small, Milwaukee puts out one of those small cameras. I just don't know if you'd be able to get it through the 2-inch trap. You know which camera I'm talking about?
Yeah,
that
they
little
have.
one?
Yeah, they have cameras that'll go through 2-inch nowadays. They didn't have them when I first started. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like that small little one. Do you think it's stiff enough to be able to push through that trap? You know, you saw it at Home Depot the other day, that Milwaukee one.
Yeah, I don't think that would be good for that. Comment below if you want to know what that concrete is, or the concrete stuff. I'll put a link to it later on once the live's done. I'll put a link on the stuff that I've seen.
Cindy said Bob has so much knowledge in his head from 1,000 years of experience. I love his little tips.
But that's what's great about this. I love sharing it. One day I'm not going to be doing this stuff. It's someone else is going to be doing it. I don't mind teaching people. Never have, never will.
I have a bunch of experience, a bunch of knowledge in my head too. It's just useless stuff that nobody really cares about.
We hope to someday to buy an RV and, travel the country and just help people out. This thing grows.
Oh my goodness, that guy from Vermont. I love doing that one.
Yeah.
I love going out there. I bought Bob a little moose keychain because it was our first subscriber that we went out and did the call for. And I bought him a little moose that said it was from Vermont as like a little keepsake for it. It was cute.
We get to 500,000 subscribers, I'm buying an RV. I'm coming to visit it, y'all. I said y'all again. Here we go.
Oh my goodness. Mirak
I got to bring my mass hole out.
Noviak. Hi, I have an idea for an interesting video. Okay, let's see what we got. With the inspection camera, try put it in a mouse hole or mole hole and show what is inside. If we will see a mouse or a mole family.
We don't have mice here.
Oh,
We got a
out
cat.
back.
Oh, a mole out there?
Yeah. Oh, the gopher. We always have a gopher. We could probably try that with a gopher hole.
I thought we don't have the gopher anymore. We took care of that. Oops.
Well, the chipmunks. We always have chipmunks.
Yes, we
We'll
do.
try it. There's holes out back that just mysteriously pop up, so we'll give it a shot. See how it goes. Cindy said, "OMG, y'all, you masshole."
I know, I hear you.
And then
I
Cindy
don't know
said,
where that's
"Shh."
coming from. It must be some of the YouTube channels I watch.
Oh my goodness, it's terrible.
I really think YouTube's the wave of the future. I think everyone's going to be into it. I really do.
Yeah, yeah, terrible, terrible, terrible. Any other questions? Cindy, you're on our Facebook too, right? If you are, then maybe Bob can answer that medical question in a private message, rather than if he feels comfortable enough, rather than sharing it on Facebook. Not Facebook. What are we on?
YouTube.
Yeah, that's what we're on.
We know eventually we're gonna get all them keyboard warriors, so we don't need to give them ammunition.
My hair's too short now.
But on that note, I am a masshole. And that will come out.
You're usually pretty reserved when it comes to yourself, though.
No, I know.
When it comes to the family, that's when you're not. Hey guys, who came out with the idea to start this channel and why?
I've already said it, so you say it now.
So Bob came out with the idea because he was bored. He was down on medical leave from work, and he was bored and couldn't just sit around and do nothing anymore. So he told me to hit the record button, and that's how we came to be here.
You can only watch so much TV and YouTube. After 4 months, I had enough. I had to do something.
Yes, Cindy. Drain Medic on Facebook.
We also run a Discord group, if you guys are interested. There's a few of us in there. I don't know if you guys use Discord at all. It's basically just another chat app. You can find people like Mikey Pipes on there. I'm on his Discord.
What else?
And then if you guys get all on Discord, then we can do a video chat with everybody. Now that would be fun. It wouldn't feel like we're talking into a phone or a black box.
Well, I'm not talking. I'm answering questions.
Yeah, I know, but we can't see nobody. It was weird at first.
Ricky, I know you guys are different from plumbers, but any advice for a first-year plumber apprentice? So, we're drain cleaners, and I'm more drain cleaner, but Bob is a licensed plumber in Mass.
See?
So
Plumber for life.
So you kind of get the best of both worlds.
I'm a licensed journeyman plumber down in Massachusetts.
So any advice for a first year plumber apprentice?
I don't really know all the rules and regulations. What state are you in?
Ricky, what state are you in? Cindy said, I think Bob was also worried about you out there by yourself. I don't know if he was. Were you worried about me being out there by myself?
Don't tell him my secrets, would you?
It's Cindy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Yeah. Frankie said that's cool. You guys should send a link. So if you're talking about the Discord thing, it's actually, is it in all of our?
Yes.
So it's actually in all of our videos in the description of the video. You can click on that and go through there. If you have an issue with it, just leave us a comment and we'll help you figure it out.
Yeah, all our social media is down below.
Ricky said that he's in Mass as well.
Oh, nice.
So that's the one that wants the advice for the first year apprentice. He's in Mass.
Are you working for a plumber right now? The first thing would be is to go apply somewhere and because it's not worth doing all the schooling if you're not working for somebody, because you're going to need 5 years as an apprentice working to get your hours, 5 years of hours. I forget what the number is, but it basically turns out to be in 5 years. When I went through the apprenticeship, it was 3 years. You got to go work with someone and get what they call a green card.
Yeah, it's five years. But he's saying, is there any advice? Always be willing to learn.
Yep.
Don't think you know everything. Even Bob at this point, he's still eager to learn.
I learn every day.
Thank you, Cindy. She posted the Discord thing for us. Brian Crandall said he's from Adams, Mass. I have no idea where that is. I'm from New Hampshire, born and raised in Nashua, so I have no idea of most of Mass. Oh, I stepped on my kitty. Bardos. Good morning. Is it warm in the Philippines right now? Hi, Kaylee. She's from the one from England. She's on here now. Frankie said, thanks, Cindy. Ricky, I am applying to everywhere and I will go into company and sweet talk them to see if they can give me a shot. So Ricky's been applying everywhere, but
What do you do for work now, Ricky? You work in a factory or landscaper?
we don't know any plumbers at Mass, do we?
Most plumbing outfits are going to want you to have some sort of experience or to show that you're good with your hands.
Yeah, but I mean, a good argument. I've always wondered that. Why do companies say we want experience? How are you going to get the experience if no one's willing to give you a try? Like, that always drove me nuts.
Go visit all the bigger shops like Roto-Rooter. They'll hire you, but a little bit of word of advice, make sure they get you your green card as soon as you can. After your 90-day trial, start asking for your green card.
So, Ricky said he works in a factory right now. G. Quinn, born in Quebec and raised in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Nice.
Wow, that's like 30 minutes from us. Are you still in Manchester?
We service Manchester. Manchester.
No, you're in New Hampshire. It's Manchester. There's an ER there. Not
Nope.
an AH.
AH.
No. Manchester. Munchkin's laying on the floor right in front of my seat. Ricky said that's the issue. Most places are hiring, but they only want third-year apprentice mostly.
Yeah, that's just a regular plumbing company. Small, regular plumbing company. They don't want to pay to train you. You're better off going for the bigger companies. Like Denron.
Who else is down there?
Oh no, actually Denron's not down that way.
Where did we say he was from? Adams? No, he just said Mass. Brian was from Adams. G. Quinn said he's in Philly. Cindy said Manchester, y'all. Ricky said Roto-Rooter will hire me, but I heard bad things about them. Should I give them a shot? Maybe just to get your hours and your green card,
That's what everyone does.
and then bounce. Get what you need out of them and bounce.
All right, I'm gonna let a cat out of the bag. I'm originally from Roto-Rooter. Started there back in 1994. Worked there, I think it was 6 years.
Down in Mass, the Mass branch.
The Mass branch in Northern Mass. Roto-Rooter North. I don't even think they have Roto-Rooter North anymore. They're just out of Stoughton, Mass. I was a road supervisor for them for 3 years. They turned me from a name to a number. I got hurt on a job and it was never the same after that, so I said it was time to bounce. And I put an ad in the phone book, and it's history from there. Never took one customer from them. Actually, I did take one customer from them. They always told me for years, if you ever leave the company, to make sure you call me. And that was the only one I ever took from them.
Mirek, yes. I love brain teasers. Shoot, give me what you got. You might see smoke coming out my ears, though.
Be right back.
Bob will be right back. Quick, what do you guys want to talk about while he's gone? And talk smack about Bob. Let's see. Do you know what is not flushable? Canalisation or canalisation for not flushable? I don't even know what that word means, so this is a really big brain teaser. Shelly, look how much more comfortable Bob is getting in front of the camera. Yes. Once he gets going and once he starts talking about something that he really knows, he gets very comfortable very quickly. And when we have people that we can talk back to, like we said, then it makes a huge difference. Kaylee, I love the sign behind you, but when I see it in the truck, I can't help but sing it. Oh my goodness, me too. When I saw it in the store, I was like, I need this because I started singing it out loud in the store. It was hilarious.
All right, how do I plug this back in right up top?
Yep. Boop. Let's see. Shadow, do you guys work 7 days or would you mind doing the 7 days?
Oh, we've worked plenty of 7 days.
We do a lot of 7 days, 7-day work weeks, and we do go out at night if we need to.
Typically, it's only our commercial customers, our commercial accounts. After 7 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock.
Right. And if Shelly's feeling spunky, she'll go out in the morning.
I used to do a lot of night work because I had the contract for the local hospital.
Hi, baby. How you doing? I mean pipes. Okay, so his brain teaser. Do you know what is not? Munchkin, you're in my way. So how would I read? Hold on. How would I read that? Where does the pipes go? All right, so let's see. Mark Askey, how do you guys deal with the know-it-all customers? They call you, but then try to tell you how to do your job. I look at them and tell them that they called me for a reason. If they knew how to do it, then why am I there?
Yep. Trust me, I know how to handle them. I've actually only left one job because I just like, what am I doing here? I just leave.
Brian said, I got hurt when I was a plumbing apprentice and was illegally fired and had to leave the trade because of back problems. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks.
That's basically what happened to me. I was jumping out of a trench. I wrenched my back. And it was never the same after that, so I said, screw it, went on my own. Right, Munchkin? You tell him.
Are you talking about wet wipes, Mirak? Mark Askey. I ask as I've been in the drain business for a while as well, and I just go to the price and get them to sign the invoice to make sure they know they're wasting time. Yeah. I mean that's a good way to do it. I know in my nail salon that I used to go to, they had a sign that literally had two different prices. So you had the price for the regular customers that wouldn't bitch, and then you had the one that said that if they're bitching or they try to tell them how to do their job, there's an upcharge of like $10.
Yep. Sometimes you feel like a bartender dealing with everyone else's problems, which isn't a bad thing. I don't mind. But
What made you guys stick to doing drains rather than plumbing work?
I've just been doing drain cleaning for so long. When I first started back in 2000, I wasn't even licensed. I was doing all kinds of plumbing, all kinds of water heaters. I think I changed every water heater in the local mall.
Okay, but you have to tell them the real reason. There's more money in drains.
Oh, there's definitely more money in drains than doing plumbing work.
Because you're not chasing all the
Not
parts
chasing
down.
pipe. You could drive around a tractor trailer. I get it, Steve Lav carries all that weight, all them parts, and he really ever has to go to the supply house, but I'm not lugging all that kind of stuff around. It's not worth it to me.
So there's more money in drains. There's more money in dealing with literal shit than there is dealing with metaphorical shit.
And there's no stock. It's all 100% profit.
All right. No, how would you connect a dry toilet in more floor house? Why would you want a dry toilet in a house?
He must be trying to say something else.
Well, he said no. How would you connect dry toilet latrine in more floor house?
I don't know what that means.
I'm sorry. We're trying to get it and we're trying to understand. Please don't get frustrated with us. So do you mean why would you want to put a dry toilet in a house?
Maybe
Is that what you're trying to say, or?
you're talking about one of those waterless urinals?
No, he's talking because he said that he has a brain teaser, and then it says, "Do you know what
Oh,
is
the brain teaser.
not flushable?" Yeah, I don't. We're trying to get it. Sorry. Brian said he fell 8 feet into the basement stairs and landed on his head and back because the railings were off for painting. Ow. That's the guy that you were telling about the hole, that you jumped out of a hole and...
Yeah.
Mark said it's also a specialized job as not many people want to do the trade either. Exactly. So that's kind of how I explain it to customers that call when we try to tell them that we do drain cleaning. It's like a specialist doctor. So you have your primary care physician who will refer you to an orthopedic doctor or whatever as a different specialty if they can't provide the care that you need themselves. Cindy said December 13th, 21, except for removing the stagnant air, it also lest the new air come into the placement and stops the... Yeah, Cindy, you just confused me even more. But thanks for the help, though. Lord Shiva. So anyone can run a drain company without having any plumbing license, right? Depending on where you are.
Right. In the state of New Hampshire, you don't have to have a license besides a business license.
Rod wants to know the best toilet paper to buy or the worst toilet paper to buy.
That's your answer.
So the best toilet paper to buy would be any single ply. Any single ply toilet paper is the best because it breaks down a lot easier. The worst ones to buy are the super cottony ones, like you're wiping your butt with a pillow. Those are the worst. Mark, here too many think drain cleaning is plumbing. Here too many think drain cleaning is plumbing, when it's a different area and most plumbers will not touch drain cleaning. We call plumbers, well, I call plumbers clean plumbers, because they don't like to do what we do and get dirty.
Some states are like that. You need to be a licensed plumber. Which in some aspects I agree, because there's a lot of things that you can, potential things that could happen. Open up clean outs, flood out houses and buildings and cause hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage. In some aspects I do agree with that, but on other aspects it's not rocket science.
Somebody wants to know, did you ever try going into the union, or what do you think about the union?
I've never tried to go into the union.
What do you think about it?
I don't know if they have union drain cleaners.
What about for plumbing, though?
I've done plenty of work for union companies, and
What do you think about it?
holy crap. I had a union plumber yell at me because I started taking the toilet off. Literally yelled at me. That's not your job. We can do that. Well, then do it. I'm not
Right.
standing around here for 3 hours to wait, so you can have your coffee and tea. I'm here to work.
Mark, I've been a plumber for 25 years and drain cleaner 15 years. I do tell customers this as I see them as different fields. Yep. G. Quinn, at 19 years old, I crushed my lower disc running a 4-inch line in a trench trying to lift a boulder in the way in Manchester, New Hampshire. Why would you try to lift a boulder?
I don't know.
G. Quinn, why would you try to lift a boulder? Let somebody else do that. Let the machine do that. Don't try to... You'd hurt yourself. Like I tell my kids, work smarter, not harder.
One of the gray areas, I think, with that, with a drain cleaner having to be a licensed plumber, if you're looking to start your own business doing drain cleaning, I don't think they have a category for drain cleaners as far as liability insurance. It has to go under plumbing. So let's say something does happen and you flood out a home. Is the insurance company going to pay for that claim? Because technically you have to be a licensed plumber. You know what I mean? Or to put an ad in like, they don't have phone books anymore, but back in the day when the phone books were relevant, if you were in the plumbing section, even if it was a drain cleaning company, you had to post a plumbing license number under that advertisement. Technically you were supposed to.
Kaylee, I buy cheap paper as my husband with dementia uses loads and I often have to use a plunger. That's true. So the cheaper paper, like I said, it will get hung up, but it will break down faster. And with the plunger, make sure that you're pushing down and pulling back instead of trying to push through, because you'll blow out the wax seal underneath your toilet.
No, you only blow out the wax seal if the main line's backed up.
You could still risk blowing out the wax seal though. Or if there's a horn on the wax seal, you could risk pushing it into the
Right.
pipe. Ricky, do you guys have any goal for your company, like making it a $1 million company and expanding?
I wish. Maybe someday.
So, to answer your question, yes, that is Bob's goal. He wants to, he would like to expand. We're just trying to figure out the right avenues to go and the right people to help us with getting to that point. Mark also wanted to say, I appreciate your videos, been watching for a while, always smile as I can relate to a lot of the jobs, good and bad. Well, thank you. We appreciate that you actually that you watch them. And I'm glad they make you smile. I hope that we can keep that up for you, and yeah. Thanks for joining us. Shada, having your own company, are the tax write-offs worth it?
Absolutely. You can write off. You can only write off. Let's be real. You can only write off so much. The one thing you don't want to do is send up red flags. You know what I mean? So that's how I do it. I just hire a CPA, give him all the receipts, let him handle it. It is what it is.
There are a lot of loopholes to things that you can write off that
Right.
people wouldn't think about. Like even making our shirts. The ones for the YouTube. You can write off that equipment to make those and the supplies for that, and there's a lot of different write-offs that people don't think about.
That's why we use a CPA rather than trying to do it ourselves.
I like the family-owned thing. Yeah, it does. It kind of comforts people in a way when you'll see those companies that say that they're family-owned and operated, and then you see them and it's I don't really see how they're family-owned and operated. They're kind of like too big to be family-owned and operated.
They're still family owned and operated. They just got a bunch of trucks.
Right, but I'm saying like the furniture company. Which one is that? I think it's Bernie and Phil's. It says they're family owned and operated since like 19 something,
Yeah.
and you know that they're not family owned. Like, I mean, they're probably family owned, but you know that they're not just like when I hear operated, like family operated, I'm thinking like us, like it's us, you know?
It's still with all in the family. The corporation, all the people in the corporation they're all family.
Yeah. Hoodies equal advertising. Exactly. So we have a neighbor across the street, and he always wears our hoodies. We have contractors that wear our hoodies. My mom wears our hoodies. Bob's family has hoodies and shirts. My girls have them. What's the most you've heard a plumber or drain employee make in a year?
Well, I've heard as much as 300,000. That other company I used to work for, a guy used to make 300,000 a year.
A drain cleaner or a plumber?
Drain cleaner. He did both: drain cleaning, plumbing, excavating.
Are your children wanting to join the business, or is it just like quick cash for them? So Samantha does. Samantha wants to. She's very interested in it. Her school actually so she goes to a charter school, and they teach them business from kindergarten on. So the kids will take over the school, and some will have their own businesses, some will work for businesses. They have governments. Like right now, Samantha's a treasurer at her school, where she works in the treasury department doing bookkeeping. So she's very interested in it. She likes to work with her hands. She doesn't mind getting dirty. The other one, Lillian, I'm not really too sure. She's taking automotive tech right now in school, but I don't think she really likes the plumbing part of things, which is fine. Everybody has their own goals and their own dreams in life, so as long as she's happy and healthy, that's all we really care about.
She's 15. If you've ever had a 15-year-old, you know what we're talking about.
Oops. I'm also in New Hampshire. Where are you guys based out of? Randy, we are in Nashua, so we're southern New Hampshire. What part of New Hampshire are you in?
AKA Trashua.
Really? I was born and raised here. I am not trash.
I didn't say the people in Nashua was Trashua.
See, Cindy says, I mean actually family. So she's with me. Like actually family. Like family, you know how we were talking about like the family owned and operated businesses.
Yeah, like mom and pop shops.
Right. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Mark, what's the worst or trickiest job you had to do? Maybe not the safest. LOL.
We should have made a post about when people ask these questions. It's kind of hard to think about on a whim.
Right. We'll get back to you. Even if we post a little short video to answer your question, or we just answer it in the comments later. We'll think about it and then get back to you.
The trickiest can be like back-to-backs, I guess, but
Here, hold on a second.
or if plumbing's not installed, if drains aren't installed correctly, so you got to visualize it in the wall and how they did it. There is some stuff out there that'll drive you nuts. Especially in New Hampshire. Not so much in Mass. Everything down in Mass is to code done correctly. In New Hampshire, forget about it.
I'm just getting a
Okay.
book to write this down. Why don't you move your tail so mommy doesn't sit on it? All right, now get down, get down. Let's write that down. So we'll go to the next question while I'm writing. Let's see. Who are your competition in drains? Like company names. I don't really hear much of them.
The correct answer is no one's my competition.
Well, that's just no. That's his cocky masshole answer.
We got like Roto-Rooters up here, Mr. Rooter.
We had one, but he closed and went to Maine.
We're all up here. All the big corporations are up here.
We do have a smaller company that's growing, Granite State Sewer and Drain, which we actually pass calls back and forth to. If we can't make it to a call or we know the call's a little bit too big for us, they also have pump trucks for septic. So we pass calls back and forth. If they have one that they can't make it to, they've referred it to us. So we do have that as well. Worst. Oh, I can't spell worst or trickiest job. All right. Have you guys had bloopers? Maybe do a video. Oh, there's plenty of bloopers. Trust me. If you know me and you have seen our videos, there's definitely bloopers. Bob just cuts them out. There's definitely bloopers.
No, never.
There's definitely bloopers. I had a clean out come off on me halfway up basement wall and got covered. Me too, except it was fully overhead. And I was looking up at the same time and it was a main line. And then as I turn around after it happened, the plumbing inspector for the town we were in is standing right behind me and starts laughing at me.
Oh yeah, that was over in Hudson.
Yeah. Yeah.
That unfortunately that was before we were recording.
So Cindy says, Bob, the cat is listening to your every word. Well, till Shelly pushed the cat away. Anyway. Yeah, that happens a lot. She actually watches YouTube and stuff with us too, quite frequently. She'll lay on the floor or on the couch or whatever. She's probably actually waiting for wet food because I haven't fed her yet. Have you guys ever came across a customer who didn't pay or afford it or couldn't afford it? What do you do in that situation?
I think, knock on wood, I've only had one customer, and it was a fake company that I did a job for, where I lost all the revenue on putting in the water heater. It was one of those maintenance companies or something like that.
Yeah.
But we're always upfront pricing. We let everyone know what the price is going to be before we even start.
Oh, Ricky wants to know if you guys weren't doing plumbing, like plan B in career wise, what would you guys be doing?
Actually, in high school, I actually went to high school classes. I took automotive. That's what I wanted to do. And then I realized I could spend, I mean, back then, high school, that was 1991. You could spend 50 grand in tools and still have nothing.
Right. And now everything's
Right.
computerized and all that. So I would probably be in the medical field. I'd probably be a phlebotomist at a hospital somewhere. Let's see, where am I now?
Well, you should tell them about that story about how we met and you were going to school or whatever. We get the full situation. You dropped out of school and then I made you go back.
Oh, yeah, I was going to be a medical assistant and I ended up dropping out and just doing waitressing and working like 3 jobs. And then Bob convinced me to go back, so I went back and got what they call a PCT, so it's a patient care technician. I have my EKG license, my LNA license, my phlebotomy, CPR first aid certificate. And I worked as a phlebotomist for the Red Cross for a while doing the blood drives. And I just decided that I would rather do drain cleaning because the pipes don't yell at me. Yeah. So I would have been in the medical field either way. Have you guys ever came across as far as the can't afford it, that's happened once or twice with us, and we just discount it down, to try to help them, or we just tell them that they're good, they're all set, they don't have to worry about it.
Once in a while, we'll post-date a check for a week or even a month. You know, give us a date till next month. We won't deposit the check for 30 days.
Randy, I've been wanting to ask this question for a while since seeing one of your videos. What attachment do you put on your drill while running the flex shaft? What's that piece that we put in the drill? That Are you talking about the piece that goes in the end of the drill? Or are
It's
you
just a flex shaft.
Yeah, it's just a flex shaft. There's a piece already on there. Or are you talking about, well, I mean, we don't even use an adapter or an attachment.
Well, you can buy an adapter. One of the newer flex shafts that we had to buy an adapter. We got it from plumbertool.com.
Right. Yeah, and then we just hold the drill and stuff, so. How many hours do you guys usually do? We like to be in by 10 and out by 2. That doesn't always work. That's just what we like to do. How many hours would you say we work in a week? It varies.
It varies every week. It varies from day to day.
Oh, it looked like an air pedal. Oh, you're talking about the drills that we make.
It's just an air switch. Just look up air switches and then try and figure out how to adapt it to the drill.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we did.
We don't really like to tell people because every drill that we make, it only lasts about 6 months and then they burn out.
Yeah, it's the start and stop, I think, ends up burning out the clutch, and if the clutch and the pieces and the parts that are inside it are plastic, Bob's been hit in the face with a couple of the parts. It just tends to burn it all out. Mark also told the customer don't use any water or flush. I opened the clean out, then heard the dreaded flush. LOL, poop all over the basement.
Oh yeah, that
happens all the time. That's
Yeah.
why we have the half clean outs. Mark also worked in funeral homes in the embalming room floor drain. Yeah, Bob won't do those anymore. I've
No.
never done them.
I worked at one long time ago. It was clogged in the check valve and there were like it looked like body parts and hair and stuff. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I got plenty of other work. I don't need to be here.
How do you guys charge for gas when it's a long distance? So we typically don't go outside of a 45-minute radius. But if we have to, we're a flat rate. So we just do a flat rate trip charge is how we put it. And it's usually 95.
I'm not sure. It varies how far out it is.
Yeah, it all depends. And we just call it a trip charge. We don't charge specifically for gas.
You're not making money going that far out because the travel time that you're going out there, your phone could ring and you could be back local and taking local calls. Unless it's someone important, a commercial customer, a referral from someone that they've had other companies out there and they couldn't figure it out, we will go, the distance. But someone just calling, finding us from Google or something like that, that's over an hour away, more likely than not, we're not going to take that call. There's no money in it.
Right.
I don't even care if you charge $1,000 because you could have ran 3 calls while you were here and made more money than that and had lifetime customers.
By the way, Drain Medic is a very cool and professional name. Awesome marketing name, too. That's all, Bob.
Yeah, I ran through a couple of different names when I first started.
Do you remember?
I think it was like Rooter Express. I still have them in the QuickBooks, too.
Ew. I like Drain Medic.
Yeah.
The thing you said Bob invented. Yes. Yes. Cindy, yes. It was all in his brain. How do you guys build your clients in the beginning? Word of mouth.
Yep. I went down to plumbing supply houses and I put all my cards there. I got in good, with the guys at the counter. They hung my magnets in the background. That's pretty much how I did it. My first referral was, like I said, that hospital. That hospital kept me afloat in the beginning. I was there just about every other day. I know every single piece of pipe in that building.
So, I have questions for you guys. Do you guys like the later at night lives like this, or should we do them a little bit earlier? Because I know that some of our normal people that watch and comment weren't able to be on here because it's too late where they are. So
Yeah, like Tinker and Taylor. What's up?
Yeah. So, can you guys give us more of your opinion on what time we should do it? And we can make it work. Just remember that we're Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. So just make sure that you keep that into consideration. The other thing is there more questions and things that you guys would like to touch on rather than just kind of going in blind like this? If you think of questions, by all means, just kind of comment them and I'll try to be better at writing them down so that we have a live to answer. And also, how often should we do them? How often would you guys like to see lives?
What about being live on a job site?
Oh yeah, would you guys like to see that too? We can figure that out and make that work too. Kaylee said it's 3 a.m. there in England.
Oh, jeepers.
When we started though, because we started at 8 here. 10:58, so we've been on here for 2 hours.
Holy guacamole.
Yeah, we're starting to dwindle down on the people that are watching, so that's why I just kind of want to ask these questions and hopefully be able to wrap this up.
I thought you were only supposed to be on here for like an hour.
No, you can be on here as long as you want.
Yeah, we should cut it off soon though.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just wanting to get their opinions on things. Cindy, husband wanted to go out for pizza tonight. I said okay as long as I'm back by 7. Thanks, Cindy. Cut date night short for Shelly. 7 to 8 is a good time. So 7 to 8 seems to be an okay time. Maybe we should do it at 7, more at 7.
Yeah.
Cindy said, yes, I would love to see a live on the job site. Brian said live on a job site would be cool. Ricky said, yeah, this time's not bad. The time's not bad when we started at 8. And Corgi Mom would like to know who your favorite overseas plumber is.
I don't really watch too much overseas because their plumbing's a lot different than ours here. When I watch YouTube, I always like to learn things, unless they're, you know, like, I don't know.
Right, but like, I think they want to know out of the ones that you do watch. So you watch Drain Addict.
Yeah.
You watch The Penetrator.
Yeah.
You watch, who's that other guy that you watch with the Rottweiler?
Drain Story.
Drain Story. Out of like those type of people, who's your favorite? Out of the ones you do watch.
Probably Drain Story. Drain Story or Drain Addict. And of course, Jay the Drain Guy.
He's not technically overseas though.
Yeah, he's not overseas, but he's out of the country. He's out of the U.S.
But the Penetrator guy, he's good too. I mean, they're all good. So we really don't have a favorite. Not that, yeah, we don't really have
watch
a
them all.
favorite.
I don't discriminate.
All right.
If you got shit under your nails, I'm watching.
Right. If you are licensed in Mass, did you have to relearn codes for New Hampshire?
I'm not a licensed plumber in New Hampshire.
So he's not a licensed plumber in New Hampshire, and the codes in New Hampshire are actually a lot easier than the ones in Mass.
Right. I'm not sure, but I think New Hampshire goes under BOCA code, which is, I think, is universal throughout the country.
Yes. Yes, Cindy. Thank you. I love the stickers have to be straight. If they're not straight, it drives me up a tree. He doesn't care as long as they're doing wheelies, but
truck's got to be doing wheelies.
they have to be straight to me. I can't not have them straight. But alrighty, guys, we're gonna. Kaylee, I like seeing the way things are plumbed over there. Totally different to England from what I can see.
Right. And that's what I was explaining, that I don't really necessarily watch the plumbing ones unless it's high efficiency boilers. As far as the drain cleaning, it's a lot different. It's a lot of jet work over there.
But Mass pays more because it's more difficult, well, I would assume. LOL.
Well, it's also a lot more expensive here. You know, the cost of living is much more here.
Than it is in Mass?
Right.
Yeah.
No, cost of living in Mass is higher than, like,
Right.
Florida.
Right. Well, he's in Mass. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
But okay, guys. So we're gonna wrap this up. Think of your questions for the next time, and hopefully we'll be able to do another live relatively soon with more questions. I'll make a post in the community section so that you guys don't forget your questions. You can put them all in there, and I'll just write those down. So I'll just heart them when I see them, and I'll just write those down and answer them in our next live for you. Alrighty, so thank you all for joining us. Have a great night, and we hope to see you on the next one. Bye.